I heard about that European boy. I want to learn a thing or two from him.
You won't believe this. Kim Kardashian. Yeah, the queen of Hollywood drama actually tried to hook up with Luka Doncic. And no, this isn't a joke. She kicked things off with an Instagram story, dropped flirty comments under his posts, and even went full courtside mode just to watch him play. But here's the crazy part. Luka didn't just ignore her. His response was calm, cold, and somehow perfect. One tiny comment shut the internet down and had everyone talking. Today, I'm breaking it all down. The moves, the reactions, and why this one interaction proves Luka is different from every other person. It all started with Kim Kardashian doing what Kim does best, posting something that instantly breaks the internet. One random Tuesday, she dropped an Instagram story that got people talking. Does anyone know when he'll be playing? I want to meet him. No name, no tags, but everyone knew exactly who she meant. Luka Doncic, who, coincidentally, was the new face of the Los Angeles Lakers. And just when people thought she was joking, she actually showed up at a Lakers home game, courtside, dressed like she was filming another Hulu special. Cameras caught her smiling, clapping, and glancing toward the court just a little too long when Luka checked in. It felt playful at first, until it wasn't. Because a few days later, the Lakers' official Instagram page posted their big welcome photo. You know, Luka in that gold and purple jersey with the number 77. And within minutes, the comment section blew up. And there it was. Kim Kardashian herself had commented, "I want to learn how to speak Slovenian," and added a flirty, lip-biting emoji after it. You can guess what happened next. The Lakers' comment section turned into a war zone in seconds. Fans were tagging Kim, dropping memes and saying stuff like, "Kim trying to add another jersey to the collection, and somebody tell her Luka's taken." In fact, fans had to come out on social media and tell him clearly not to do it. And honestly, they couldn't be more accurate.
Luka, Luke, don't you do it. Don't you do it. Don't you even think about it, Luka.
Then, Luka jumped in with no hesitation. He replied right under her comment with just 3 words. "No, please don't." That was it. 3 words that broke the internet. You could almost feel the collective gasp. It wasn't rude or dramatic, just ice-cold confidence. Within minutes, Kim deleted the whole thing like it never happened, but it was way too late. Screenshots were everywhere. Sports blogs, gossip pages, and meme accounts. Everyone had it. That one line said everything. It was cold, short, and perfectly dry. Luka didn't clap back. He just killed the moment in a single sentence. It was like the basketball version of politely closing the door in someone's face. And you could tell the fans loved it. The replies were full of respect for Luka, and honestly, it's not hard to see why people reacted that way. Luka's not exactly a guy who thrives on celebrity chaos. He's been with his fiancée, Ana Maria Goltes, for nearly a decade, since before he even got drafted. They met as teenagers in Slovenia, went through long distance when he came to Dallas, and had a daughter together 2 years ago. She's been there since day one, through EuroLeague glory, NBA superstardom, and now the Lakers spotlight. So when Kim made her move, fans saw it as tone-deaf. Like, read the room, Kim. Not every NBA player is desperate for a Hollywood headline. Luka's been public about his family. He posts his fiancée and their baby on his own Instagram. You can't scroll 2 minutes without seeing him on FaceTime with his daughter after a win. He's not the type to get caught up in the kind of celebrity cycle Kim's used to. And that's probably what made this moment feel so awkward. Because we've seen this movie before, just with different actors. Kim's done this dance around athletes before, but Luka's built differently. Even around the league, there's a quiet respect for the guys who've managed to avoid the Hollywood traps. Think of Steph Curry, who's been with Ayesha since high school and still treats her like royalty. Think of Damian Lillard, who stayed loyal to his college sweetheart for over a decade. Giannis and Mariah, same story. There's a pattern there. The elite ones, the ones obsessed with winning, they usually keep their circle tight. So this little incident ended up feeling bigger than it was. But it left people asking the same question. Was this Kim trying to pull another power move, or just misreading the room completely? Because Luka Doncic didn't just reject a comment, he reminded everyone that not every star needs Hollywood approval. And for once, the internet seemed to agree. Maybe the Kardashian playbook doesn't work on everyone. And that's where the conversation shifted. Because once Luka brushed off that comment, people started connecting dots. Not about him, but about her. The name Kardashian has never just been a name in the NBA. And every time one of them steps near a basketball player, the same phrase resurfaces like clockwork: the Kardashian curse. Oh, and if you haven't heard of the Kardashian curse, the theory is simple. Whenever an NBA player gets involved with a Kardashian or Jenner, his career suddenly nosedives. I'm talking injuries, scandals, bad trades, random drama, you name it. And if you think I'm exaggerating, let's take a quick trip down memory lane. Lamar Odom was that guy back in 2010. Sixth man of the year, champion with the Lakers, the dude was living good. Then he married Khloe Kardashian, and boom, it all went downhill from there. He struggled with addiction, got traded, and nearly died in 2015 after being found unconscious at a Nevada brothel. And we all know why it happened. Then there's Kris Humphries. Remember that wedding? Yeah, the 72-day marriage between him and Kim that became a global meme. And after that, his career was never the same again. He went from being a solid rebounder in Brooklyn to being the guy from the Kardashian divorce. The poor man was getting booed in every arena he stepped into, just for getting involved with a Kardashian. And it doesn't stop there. Jordan Clarkson got linked to Kendall Jenner. Next thing you know, he's out of the Lakers, bouncing between teams, and everyone's saying, yep, another one bites the dust. Even Rashad McCant's career fell apart after Khloe. He literally said the relationship cost him millions. But Luka? He's the opposite of that. The dude's allergic to drama. He's been with his fiancée since he was a teenager, has a daughter. So when Kim dropped that comment, fans instantly thought, nope, don't bring that curse over here. That's what made his "no, please don't" reply hit even harder. It wasn't just a clapback, it was a boundary. Luka basically said, I've seen what happens to guys who end up in that storyline, and I'm not about to be one of them. And honestly, it worked. Kim deleted the comment, the internet laughed, and Luka walked away untouched. And that's the thing, when you've got that much at stake, legacy, pressure, and the weight of a franchise, not everyone gets to play around with distractions. Because before all this Kardashian noise, Luka Doncic was already writing one of the wildest rise-to-power stories the NBA's seen in years. You have to remember, before he even stepped foot in the league, he'd already done things most players dream about. At 16, he was playing pro ball in Spain. At 19, he wasn't just competing with grown men, he was the EuroLeague MVP, Final Four MVP, and champion. The kid from Slovenia basically ruled Europe before most players finished college. Then came 2018, draft night. Luka got picked by Atlanta, but before he could even settle into it, he got traded to Dallas for Trae Young. And right there, the comparisons started flying and people doubted him immediately, calling him too slow and saying his European stats won't hold up in the NBA. Yeah, well, that didn't age well, because within 2 seasons, Luka was averaging 28.8 points, 9.4 rebounds, and 8.8 assists over 61 games, and making defenders look like traffic cones. He had that uncoachable flair that made the league realize, this guy's not just another player, he's one of one. And it wasn't just flash. The thing about Luka is, he's a machine built on obsession. He studies angles, footwork, and pace. He'll literally slow down the entire tempo of a game until it moves at his rhythm. That's why guys like LeBron and KD started calling him special early. By 2021, he'd already gotten multiple All-Star selections, back-to-back All-NBA first-team spots, and those unreal playoff runs where he basically carried Dallas by himself. Remember that 2022 first-round Game 7 versus Phoenix? He had 27 points by halftime, the same number as the entire Suns team. Yeah, he's that good. But even with all that, Luka's never really been the drama type. While other stars were building brands, dropping podcasts, or fighting over shoe deals, he was working. That's the biggest difference between him and the kind of chaos that follows someone like Kim Kardashian. Luka's circle is tight. Then came February, the move no one saw coming. The Mavericks traded him to the Los Angeles Lakers, and instantly, the league froze. Within 48 hours, he re-signed on a new 3-year, $165 million deal and walked into the Lakers facility like, yeah, this is my new home now. That trade flipped the league. The Lakers, who were coming off a messy rebuild, basically handed him the keys to the kingdom, and you could see it in how he carried himself. You could tell he wasn't in Los Angeles for the celebrity life. He was there to add to his legacy. That's who he is. Which makes you think, when Kim dropped that comment, Luka probably didn't even see it as flirting. He most likely saw it as a distraction, something outside his control. And that's the one thing he doesn't tolerate. which is pretty much the opposite of Kim Kardashian, who basically invented the art of turning distractions into an empire. You know what's funny? For Luka, fame was a byproduct. For Kim Kardashian, it was the product. That's the biggest difference between the two. He's famous because of what he does, she's famous for how she plays the game of fame itself. Kim Kardashian's rise was not exactly conventional. Her first big splash wasn't a magazine cover or a viral tweet. It was a leaked intimate video with Ray J. Yeah, and just like that, she was everywhere. Some people cringe at that moment, while others call it genius. Either way, it was her first lesson in something she's mastered ever since. Attention is power, and she knows how to grab it. While Luka was perfecting his step-back three, Kim was perfecting the art of spectacle at any cost. Then came reality TV.
Stop it.
How old am I?
Stop.
How old are you?
Don't. Both of you. Okay, separate. No. You two stop.
Never!
Guys, stop it!
Take your name.
Keeping up with the Kardashians didn't just showcase their family life, it weaponized it. Every fight, every meltdown, and every petty feud was broadcast to millions. And Kim? Oh, she thrived on it. And let's talk about her business empire, which is less about products and more about control. Skims, the beauty lines, the social media dominance, they're all extensions of the same playbook. Control attention, control perception, and control reactions. You aren't just buying a bodysuit or a lipstick, you're buying into the story she's telling the world about her life. And anyone who steps too close, they risk becoming a prop in her drama. Or worse, a headline. And it makes this a lot more suspicious because if she really wanted to get Luka's attention, why couldn't she send a private message? And why did she want him right when he just got transferred to the Lakers? At this point, it became obvious that the Instagram comment and the lip-biting emoji weren't random. They were the first move in a well-worn playbook. And it's just amazing how Luka didn't play that game with her. I mean, he's built his life around routine, discipline, and professional focus, which is why this incident blew up. Kim operates in a world where chaos is currency. Luka operates in a world where focus is everything. The moment he refused to be drawn in, the contrast was sharp, glaring, and irresistible to the internet. Let's be real. History shows that Kim's playbook rarely lands quietly with athletes. You can almost map the pattern. Attention plus NBA stars equals high drama, career scrutiny, and distraction. She's engineered spectacle for over a decade, perfecting every move and knowing how far she can push and when she can escalate. But Luka's refusal was an Uno reverse. At the end of the day, Kim Kardashian thrives on chaos. She's a master at turning personal life into media events, and when she targets high-profile athletes, the result is almost always their downfall. But what she didn't know was that Luka Doncic isn't like most NBA stars. And let's be real, Kim's track record with men hasn't exactly been the best. I mean, how on earth is her ex-husband Kanye West, because that whole marriage was a full-on media circus. So if she thought Luka would just stroll into her chaotic life, she was sorely mistaken. Talking about her marriage with Kanye West, see, Kanye West was not just an ex, he's the living embodiment of chaos.
And then all of a sudden, Ryan Fest was publicly tweeting that Kanye does nothing for Donda's house.
Back when they were together, they were the ultimate power couple. Every move, every outfit, and every red carpet was global news. But behind all the smiles and pictures, it was pure chaos.
But then that is sad to me.
Kim Kardashian reveals the moment she knew she wanted a divorce from Kanye West.
I didn't come this far just to come this far and not be happy.
Kim has spoken about how toxic things got, how Kanye's bipolar struggles spilled into the public, and how she didn't always feel safe.
Come home and we had like 5 Lamborghinis, and I'd come home and they'd all be gone. Oh wait, where's all our cars? Like my new car. And it would be like, oh, he gave them away to all of his friends.
In fact, there were nights he'd randomly give away their cars, or times when he'd post wild statements online, or just explode in ways that ended up everywhere, on every feed and every news site. Fast forward to today, and Kim is still the same headline machine, but post-Kanye. She's building Skims, running her beauty empire, and still posting on Instagram like the queen of attention herself. She's open to dating again, but everyone knows she's still navigating co-parenting with Kanye, who's not exactly the greatest father in the world. She said it herself here.
Can we talk about the state of you and Kanye's co-parenting relationship?
What do you think co-parenting with Kanye West is like? It's not easy. I mean, I raise the kids, you know, full time.
So, with all this drama and scandals surrounding her, when you drop a comment under Luka's post, you're trying to step into a world that moves a little differently. Because Luka doesn't operate in Hollywood. His ecosystem is stats, practice, family, and focus. Fame is a byproduct of his performance, not a lifestyle. And the danger is real. Look at LeBron James. He's been friends with Sean Diddy Combs forever, and yes, he's been at those wild parties. Remember when he said, "Ain't no party like a Diddy party"?
Hey, everybody know ain't no party like a Diddy party, so.
Yeah, that's what's up. Yeah.
Yes, sir.
Sounds fun, right? Yeah, until you realize that Diddy's world wasn't just champagne and music, and those parties were tied to dark, dark stuff. And now, Diddy's been sentenced to over 4 years in federal prison for crimes tied to violence and exploiting people. These are the parties LeBron bragged about. That's the reality of Los Angeles celebrity machine. Even the biggest stars, the most disciplined athletes, can get dragged into that world if they're not careful. And even LeBron didn't escape the spotlight untouched. I mean, look at this, the lesson is clear. Proximity to Hollywood's dark side is dangerous, and you don't need to be reckless to feel its gravity. This is exactly why Luka's reply was brilliant. He wasn't just rejecting flirtation. He was rejecting a whole ecosystem that could derail him. He has a fiancée, a daughter, a career that's already historic, and he knows exactly what's worth his energy. See, the story isn't just about the flirty comment or a 3-word reply. It's about a bigger pattern in the league. The NBA has this, let's call it, celebrity gravity. Step near it, and suddenly your jump shot becomes a headline, your trades turn into memes, and Instagram likes can affect your market value. Players like Lamar Odom, Chris Humphries, and Jordan Clarkson got caught in that orbit, and it cost them. But Luka's smarter than that. He grew up in Slovenia. By the age of 16, he was already playing professional basketball against grown men. He learned that discipline, focus, and patience matter far more than hype, and that distractions are expensive. Fame followed him because of his craft, not because someone tagged him in a post, or because he got a viral video going around. Kim's world works in the opposite way. Every post, every outfit, and every story is engineered for maximum visibility. So all she did in that comment section was a calculated move in a game he doesn't even play. But his 3-word reply was more than witty. It was a boundary, a safeguard, and a demonstration of focus. He ignored the chaos and protected his career, his family, and his brand. That is the difference between their worlds. And culture also plays a role. European athletes are trained to value mastery over optics and results over hype. Hollywood thrives on visibility, drama, and viral moments. When these worlds collide, they rarely mix. Luka sidestepped all of that. He stayed in his lane, calm, precise, and entirely unbothered while the internet lost its mind. This incident was not flirting gone wrong. It was a cultural collision, a test of boundaries, and a demonstration of discipline over spectacle. Kim tried to pull him into her world. The internet reacted. Luka stayed untouchable, and he walked away focused, disciplined, and far more interesting than any flirty emoji could ever make him. So, what do you think? Did Luka handle that the right way, or should he have played along? Drop your thoughts in the comments, hit like if you're Team Luka, and don't forget to subscribe for more wild NBA stories. Trust me, there's a lot more coming.